with the sale?
I don't know.
And ever since this trial started, and you've been calling it a kangaroo court yourself, right?
Yes.
Right. And you've called this judge a tyrant, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you actually use that word a lot with your audience. You call people tyrants, don't you?
Only when they act like it.
Okay. And one way that you've been conveying to your audience that Judge Bellis has been acting like a tyrant is by showing her with lasers coming out of her eyes, right? You know you did that?
I didn't direct that. First time I saw it was in court.
Oh, so you've been watching this?
Yeah, I've been watching.
Okay. You could have just watched from the stage.
Objection, argumentative.
Sustained.
But you've been broadcasting your show during this trial, haven't you?
I have changed some of my show.
Let's pull up 477.
Is this full?
This should be in already.
It is a full exhibit.
And what was it, Ron? 477?
477, Your Honor.
This is the tyrant you've been telling your audience about, right? Yep.
I'm barred from saying why I said it. So
I didn't ask you why.
Oh,
This is the tyrant you've been telling your audience about, right?
I believe. I believe.
Sir?
So, Mr. Jones,
Yes.
look at me.
Yes.
It's yes, no, or I don't know.
I don't know
The answer is you don't know.
about that. I didn't make that.
This is the tyrant pictured here that you've been telling your audience about, right?
I thought you were asking me again about the image or about me believing this is tyrannical. Can you restate the question, please?
Sure. I'll restate it for the third time for you.
Objection to the comments. Move to strike.
This is,
And we have one motion. Okay, thank you.
this picture right here, that's Judge Bellis, correct?
Yes.
Lasers coming out of her eyes, correct?
Yes.
That's who you've been referring to as a tyrant to your audience, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you refer to tyrants to your audience a lot, right?
Some.
Right. Tyrants are people who are going to oppress others and strip them of their freedoms, correct?
That's a common definition.
Right. And you've not just called Judge Bellis a tyrant, but you said that this whole thing, what's happening here, is part of a plot, isn't it?
Objection. Motion eliminate.
No, not the whole thing. I think the jury's real.
Eliminate.
So, can I have that question again?
Yeah, I think what I asked,
Don't
Judge,
answer, Doris.
Understand.
Thank you.
what you've been telling your audience is that this whole thing is part of a plot, I believe is what I asked.
Objection. Motion eliminate. Politics.
That's a yes or no.
It's a yes, no, or I don't know, sir.
I
So,
thought there was withdrawn. May we approach briefly?
yes, sir.
He's going to talk about if this goes on, he'll read this, that, and everything else. And I thought that politics, was out of it. He thinks this is a plot orchestrated by. Excuse me. I don't mean that. He thinks this trial reflects the effort of tyrants to silence him, including George Soros, Hillary Clinton, and others. And by asking this question, the door is being opened. I said it's part of the plot. Yeah, that opens the door.
And it hasn't just been, can we pull that back up?
I didn't hear the question.
I haven't asked one yet. It hasn't just been this way that you've been depicting the tyrant. Let me show you Exhibit 477. Is this 477? One moment. You also have displayed Judge Bellis engulfed in flames, haven't you, to your audience?
No. One of my crew made that. They make thousands of images.
Thousands of images.
Just
sir.
1 second. Is this a full exhibit?
No, it's not, Your Honor.
Pull it down, pull it down, pull it down. I'd offer it. He
No
just,
objection, Judge, I forgot the number.
461.
469?
1.
Thank you.
Do we have a bench copy?
Not at the moment, Your Honor. And that's Judge Bellis on the right there, isn't it?
Yes.
Engulfed in flames. And
that's it.
I didn't ask who the other person
Oh,
was.
that's okay.
Yeah, that's another judge, right?
Objection, motion eliminate.
That's not what I was going to say.
Objection, motion
That's
eliminate.
another
There's no
producer's
question.
report. That's
So, Mr. Jones, because your attorney stood up and objected, so remember when there's an.
I'll withdraw it. I'll withdraw it.
Okay.
But you
Just-
see-
Yeah, another
just-
person made this
one
report.
second. Just remember that when there's an objection, just,
be quiet.
yeah, that's what you're doing. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Another, one of your employees made that, right? Greg Reese?
Yes, it's another producer, it's an independent producer. His report that was made that we later featured on the site. I first learned about it in the last court case. But yes, I think it's showing that Lady Liberty's being burned up by due process being erased.
And Mr. Jones, Greg Reese, are you saying he's not an employee of yours?
I believe he's a contractor now.
Okay, you pay him, yes?
Yes.
Okay, you pay him to create these video segments, right?